Hey, Hardin County, it's Michelle Labus, and I just want to give you an update. It is Thursday, April 2nd, I believe. And so just hopped up to the commissioners meeting today. All they had on the agenda was Corsa came in. They kind of have a yearly update on their insurance. And I think FLR insurance is also kind of our local person. And so they just kind of give them statistics and notice of like a rate change. They talked about cybersecurity and how that's still kind of a big deal, and they want to up it from a $500,000 claim possibility to I think a $2 million for like ransomware and stuff. So kind of just protecting our electronic and cybersecurity stuff. So not too much information. They also had the iPhone guys come in for like a pre-construction meeting. Now that's where they're doing the foam underneath the annex just south of the courthouse there. We did a video if you guys want to go back and look at it, but the foam's all coming down. We had water pipes that burst, and so they're coming in to scrape it all down, refoam it, do the whole thing. And so that's like a $103,000 project. So that's kind of a big deal. So that was all for today. Now I did go Tuesday, and that was a busy day, so I didn't get you guys updated on that, but I got there a little late, and the sheriff had come in, so I don't know, if they had come in a little bit early, and so I don't know what they talked about, but basically just, Joe thanked them for all their work with the tornado and the storms that were coming through. I know dispatch was a big deal. They brought in extra people. They kind of set up an additional dispatch area, and so they were taking calls well to midnight, and so they did a fantastic job kind of addressing a lot of power outages and power down. And thankfully we only had a couple incidents. There was a car that hit a tree, and then a gentleman that kind of got blown around there at the fairgrounds a little bit, but everybody was okay and fine. A lot of damage everywhere. So I do have an update from like the storm itself, right? So I talked with EMA. So if you want to hear about, what was special about the storm that came through Hardin County, hop over there. You can talk about that. We're going to talk about what you can do, like your, kind of an emergency plan for yourself, what that looks like for a community, tornado sirens, all those kind of things. So go hop on those other videos and check that out. So the sheriff came in. Also, the amateur radio club came in. Craig Newland and Sean O'Malley came in to do a proclamation. So it's their 50th year of being in existence. And a lot of people, ham radio type stuff, it's kind of on the wayside, but they serve a really important role in community. I will always be an advocate for local community advocating for itself and having resources, because when you have big disasters like down in what they had in North Carolina with the flooding, sometimes you get to a point where you need communications. You have to have communications, and it's local, and if the destruction is wide enough, we're going to be the end of the line to be served, because we're just a small county. So being able to serve ourselves and have that communications open. We have Marks radios, but if those go down, there are other VHS, VFS signals that can be used. They have a 700, 800 hertz system that can be used, so it's kind of, our rudimentary backup, but sometimes that's what you got to have. So kudos to the club. Oh, and they also have a new office down at the EMA. So there was a room where Red Cross was going to be, but they've kind of located themselves down in Dayton. So they still work in our area, but the office is in Dayton. And so the radio club was able to set up shop in that little room, and it's fully functioning. They do a lot with the drills. So they're kind of practicing their emergency responsiveness. They're on site. They also do other things around the community. It's not just emergencies, but we're thankful that they're there and they have the knowledge to assist our other entities in the community if they're needed. So kudos to them. Again, we also had a Wessler update on Tuesday, so I'm going to do another video on that one so that we can just kind of talk about that. Otherwise, not too busy. Fred is still out, so he's been gone for quite a while, which I don't know if that's why they're not having a lot of meetings, or this is just really a lull, but you know, it's been kind of hit or miss with meetings. So if they don't have meetings, I don't have anything to report to you. I mean, I do. I always have something to report, but as far as the commissioners go, also Fair Board meeting last night, so catch that video, find out kind of where they're at with the tornado damage and where they're going forward. Otherwise, I hope Hardin County, you guys are having a great day. I do see the sun came out just now. It's been foggy and cold, but don't get used to it because it's just going to rain again. So anyways, we'll talk to you later. All right, bye.